Hi friends. Happy belated Valentine's, Galentine's, Palentine's. Happy discount chocolate day. Now I gotta try and chew this down. That was a mistake. How has everyone been doing? I hope you all are doing well, or at least passable. I know it's been a while since I've been on here, so I decided to treat you all to a very chatty video. Without getting into too much detail, I wanted to spend this video chatting about some things that I wanted to discuss. I also asked people through social media to give me their most burning questions, the ones they've always wanted to ask me, and I got some pretty good ones, so I answered those along with chatting about lots of stuff. So hopefully this is an interesting / entertaining video for you, and without this intro becoming too lengthy, because I've already talked enough already as it is. Let's get started. Also, yes, I am aware that I very painfully lost a nail, so don't come for me. Greetings, Cindy Lou Who here. Apologies for the pebbles ponytail on top of my little head. I really wanted to film with these bad boys that I got in the mail. It's Likely Makeup launched her own makeup line. The first things she has made and sold out of are her Likely lashes. There's 3 styles. I bought all 3 of them. I'm dying to get these on my face. Let me just get started because this is a chatty video, and so I should chat and do makeup at the same time. All the products will be listed below. I won't be talking through everything that I do today on my face because it's pretty much just an everyday look, but I wanted to do something while I was sitting here talking my face off to you guys. I really wanted to film something creative and like bold and crazy with these new lashes. However, it sort of landed around the exact same time that I had booked a new round of headshots. For those of you who don't know, I am an actor in the theater. I had booked in with this really coveted portrait photographer to do some new headshots, which were sorely needed. The last full set of headshots I had gotten professionally done were by the amazing and wonderful Sam Gates in Toronto when I was there. That was 2016? Needless to say, I look like a completely different human being, which is to say not a bad thing necessarily, but it is not conducive to presenting your authentic self. You want to kind of look like your headshot at all times, which is why you're constantly getting them done whenever you can, whenever you can afford it. Being someone who works with makeup a lot, I get a little bit stymied as to how I should present myself, my face, in a headshot, because headshots are supposed to look like you. I feel like when I do makeup nowadays, it really becomes another version of myself. It really does feel like I'm transforming the look and the shape of my face. Part of me goes, how much of my made up self do I want to present in these headshots? Striking a balance as a makeup person between what you look like in makeup and what you look like without makeup is really tricky. Basically, I'm just gonna do what I did on the day here for you because I figured it might be interesting for you if you're an actor and you also find that difficult. I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted to do lashes or just wear mascara because I thought any fake lash is going to look fake. My stubby little real lashes are gonna make my face look, I don't know, imbalanced with the amount of bronzing, blush, contouring that I do. I don't know, I wanted to strike a balance between natural and better than natural. So I ended up deciding to get eyelash extensions for the very first time, and you could probably tell looking at my face that that is exactly what I did. Unfortunately, this means that while I have these beautiful eyelash extensions which make doing natural makeup a hell of a lot easier and also just makes my no makeup face look 10,000 times better, I can't wear mascara, I can't wear false lashes. I haven't even attempted eyeshadow yet because I'm super nervous about taking everything off after. It's been kind of a pain actually because I wanted to film some really fun stuff for you guys. The technician said that sometimes lash extensions can last up to 5 to 6 weeks, which means that I wouldn't be able to film anything for over a month. I don't think that's gonna fly with my analytics, especially since we've recently turned over to 400 subscribers, so thank you. So I figured I need to film something, I need to film it fast, so I just sort of jumped on thinking, all right, let's just do a little chatty video. Get ready with me. Something where I don't have to focus on the nuances, the tutorial, although I will tell you, it was nice to wake up on the morning of my headshots and not have to worry about lash glue and the like, seeing as my shoe was at 10 a.m. so I had to get up somewhere roughly around 6. So anyway, long and short of it is that we're doing a chatty video where we're gonna get ready together. Also, since this video is probably not going to be super compelling makeup wise, I thought I should just kill two birds with one stone and do a video that has been requested by a couple people before, and that is a hair tutorial, which is why you're getting my Pebbles ponytail today. I promise you're gonna get a video out of it. So I also thought while I was here filming, doing a chatty video, I might as well just ask the internet if they had any questions for me. So I'm leaving my phone over here and letting questions sort of come in, and hopefully I get a few that I can answer for you while we are chatting away. Also, a couple of exciting things are happening right now in my journey as someone who does makeup on the internet that I wanted to get on here and talk to you about. First exciting thing is that I started a Patreon. I was having a conversation with a really good friend of mine, Matthew Fedorovich, who, if you don't know, is a performer here on the West Coast. He's also my first and, as of right now, only patron. So thank you, Matt. I really, really appreciate your support. He and I were having this conversation about just ways to like get control of your own career. So we've been having lots of discussions about that, figure out ways to use each other's platforms to build each other up. Well, first of all, he just straight up asked me like, do you have a Patreon yet? I was like, no. I just like started talking myself down. I was like, no one's gonna want to support me in this endeavor. I don't have a large enough platform. I don't have enough followers or subscribers. And then I spent a minute like just talking myself down, and he basically just said, shut up, just do it. And I thought, yeah, you're right, you know, he's right. It won't kill me to ask for help. And you know what? I went ahead and did it. So one night I just sat at home and thought, I might as well. I'm already on the internet. So I did it, guys. I started a Patreon. If any of you out there have some extra change, literally anything at all, that you'd be willing to donate either once or once a month, I would absolutely appreciate any financial support coming my way to help build and further the quality of my content and this channel in general, because I kind of just really want to see how far I can take this thing. Like, what started out as a hobby turned into something that I really want to keep doing. And in order to keep doing it, I would love to have more time to do it. And in order to have more time to do it, I need to monetize this somehow. And in order to monetize it, I need help from you guys. Of course, I know how it feels to not be able to contribute to your favorite creators. So I totally understand if you are one of those people who doesn't have even 2 cents to rub together, especially now that the penny has been discontinued for a couple years now. This is not me going, shame on you. This is me going, hey, if you have it, and if you truly have it, not like you could either buy coffee or you could be a patron of me. If you have enough money to buy yourself a coffee every day, and you also have enough money to maybe help fund someone's artistic endeavor, then why not me? I know I don't have a large following. I'm relatively new to the game, but I've been seeing consistent growth. Even though it's slow, I feel like the more growth I have, the faster it'll pick up. The snowball effect will eventually happen. I am also starting to find my footing better as to what kind of content I want to create and how to sort of fine tune it and finesse it and really strengthen my message. And I think this platform can actually really aid me in reaching out to people who are struggling, who are suffering from the same things that I am. I want to help people with that. I want to help people who are struggling with bad things going on in their brain and who need someone to tell them that you're not the only one. And to sort of explore how maybe being a creative person and having a creative outlet can help with that. Anyways, I've always approached makeup as a form of therapy for myself, something meditative, being able to then in turn share that with other people. Maybe I might make a positive influence on someone else's life. The more I do this, the more I really want to make this kind of a pretty decent side hustle, because then I'd have more time to do it, and then I could actually make the really awesome content that I want to create. Any and all money that anyone donates to me through this Patreon will go directly back into my channel. It'll go towards better equipment. It'll go towards makeup supplies, obviously. It'll go towards newer launches, still selective, but newer launches. It'll go towards me having time to brainstorm ideas, me having time to actually be creative. It'll go towards having a secondary camera battery so I don't have to wait an hour right in the middle of me filming something. It'll go towards another memory card so I can start filming things in batches and having a backlog so that I can have more consistent uploads for you when I do have those times where I can't film, like when I'm on contract. You get the gist. The bigger this channel gets, the less I have to ask from you guys. So it's not like I'm asking for forever patronage. Basically, I'm asking you to get on the ground floor of this whole project and, you know, take a gamble. Take a chance on me. Okay, so the second thing I wanted to talk about with you guys is Sephora Squad. A lot of you probably already know what this is. I have posted about it on my Instagram stories, but I figured I should really just get a little bit more in depth talking about it because I think it'd be really awesome to be a part of. And to be a part of it, I need your help. Essentially, what I think the Sephora Squad is, in a nutshell, is a closer working relationship with influencers. It's a way to, yeah, be more connected with Sephora. It's probably a guaranteed boost for your brand. It's an incredible opportunity to grow as an online influencer. And I'm sure most of what we know is that they're just looking for unique individuals who are trying to make a go of it, doing this for a living, to what it looks like is become brand ambassadors for Sephora, which I think is incredible. And this is the first time they've ever tried something like this before. So my friend suggested that I submit an application. And I figured, okay, why the hell not? I mean, I've got literally nothing to lose. So I did. I submitted an application, which ended up becoming quite a lengthy process. And, you know, it wasn't just a, you know, submit your email address and your Instagram accounts and we'll get back to you. It was a, you know, why do you think you should be considered? And you really had to go in and think about, you know, what type of stuff do you create and why do you think your presence is important in the world of beauty? Which was a really interesting question. I like how they're trying to be more in depth about this process. I'm not really sure what kind of a chance I have at all. If anything, I highly doubt it. There's probably, oh God, how many thousands of people all vying for the exact same thing. How awesome would that be to work with Sephora? Work with them in a capacity that will help improve your reach, which to me I think is the most important thing. I've already talked a little bit about like where I want my brand to go, like what direction I want to go with this channel and with the content I'm creating. I hope that stands out to Sephora. I know I'm not the most professional, talented makeup artist, but I think the way I want to approach conversations about mental health and creative outlets, I think is also really important. Again, I know I don't have the strongest following, I don't have a lot of subscribers, but hopefully it's not just a popularity contest. Hopefully they actually take into account like the potential of a creator. I'm thinking my skin's looking pretty good. Here's the other thing though, which I didn't know going into this, but part of the application process is gathering testimonials. We were sent a link that will gather and collect all of the testimonials that you get from friends, family, fans, people who are willing to speak up on your behalf. Why do you think this person, this friend of yours, should be considered to become a part of the Sephora Squad? What do you think they can bring to this partnership? Basically, you plead my case. Hopefully they don't look at it with the sheer numbers. I hope that they really look at the content of these testimonials. And to the people who have sent in testimonials, thank you so much. I think that's really cool that there's even a handful of people that believe in me that much. Immeasurably grateful for that. For those of you who haven't, this is my plea. I encourage you please to take the 3 minutes it requires to just say a few words about why you think I would be a good fit for Sephora Squad, what you think I could bring to the table and why. I've left the link to that page on my Instagram in my bio, so it's right there. I will also link it down below in the description box. So take a minute, click the link, say a couple blurbs. Thank you. Also, I can't wait till my headshots come in. I think they went really well. Anyone who's an actor in Vancouver looking for some really high quality, decent headshots with a photographer who is super cool and can put you right at ease and you can have a really awesome conversation with while you take photos in this beautiful live-in studio, look no further than Christine or the portrait sessions on Instagram. Go check her out. She's incredible. As we all know, taking photographs of yourself is way easier than having someone take a photograph of you. You can see in your own viewfinder what you look like. You know exactly what angle to tilt your head at in order to remove your double chin or look slimmer. But when someone else is taking a photo of you, you have absolutely no idea what you look like. And for some reason, my face just kind of does its own thing a lot of the time without me really knowing. Still using the Fenty Pro Filt'r concealer and setting powder. I'm really loving the two of them in combination with each other. For my round of headshots, I was really trying to use a light hand with foundation. I did not want to look like I was wearing a whole lot of coverage. But what I noticed doing this method of just like really sparing base products is that I crease less. I found that the less foundation I'm wearing in places like my under eyes, my smile lines, I don't crease as heavily, which was kind of a revelation for me. me, and I think it might change the way I do makeup altogether. And I never thought I'd say that, but the less makeup I wear around my mouth, I've noticed that the last couple days I've been doing this technique, just a little bit of foundation, if anything, around my mouth, and then setting it with powder really quickly. I haven't had any smile line creases, which is crazy. I never thought that that would ever be the case. So I'm not turning into a no foundation person by any means. I'll never not crease like under the eyes. Like it's just never gonna not happen. Not unless actual Botox is in my future. But seeing the disappearance of my smile lines was actually really remarkable. So I'm gonna keep using these two products. I think they might have something to do with it as well. Actually, I wanna know this. When it comes to Patreon, what draws you into a project? What do you currently fund right now? And give me your reasons. Right now, I do have a couple of perks listed that might interest you. I don't know. One of them is in the $10 range, either once or once a month. It doesn't really matter to me. And this one's pretty straightforward. I will give you a shout out in my next video, whether that be about a specific project you're working on, something that you need a little extra nudge for, or if it's just a thank you to you and your personal badass self. The next thing is at the $25 level, which is either once or once a month. I don't care which one of those it is. I wanted to start offering more personalized content, whether it be publicized or just in a special feed on my Patreon. Anyone who donates $25 can get a little personal tutorial from me, whether it's for a specific event that you're going to, or if it's just sort of an everyday look that you want to master. I will give you some personal pointers on specifically what you may need in your own makeup journey. Like send me a couple photos of yourself. Let me know what you need from this tutorial and I'd be happy to do my best to give that to you. If either of those things are something that interests you, I will leave the link in my description box down below. Check it out. I would super appreciate any and all support, however small or big. There is no donation too big. I feel like I'm doing my base really slowly because I'm just talking too much. Why don't we ask a question? Let's do that. I asked on my Instagram stories and I also asked in my favorite and only makeup group that I'm a part of on Facebook. This question is from Kelly Moore. Thank you, Kelly Moore, for asking me a question today. She asks, how did you develop your skills in makeup? Like, how did you, quote unquote, level up? That's a good question, Kelia, or Kelia. I get this question a lot from just friends, family. I think it was kind of this overnight thing where I started posting about makeup and just suddenly I was doing a YouTube channel and everyone was going, I didn't know you did this, but good for you. I always did makeup as an actor and a dancer growing up. I had to do it for recitals, I had to do it for festival. As an actor, I had to do it for the stage. Of course, the level of skill that I had doing this kind of makeup, it wasn't the most nuanced of makeup styles. Theatrical makeup is very broad, it's very large. So it's makeup that has to look good from far away and has to make sure that you don't wash out under all of those really, really bright, hot stage lights. I didn't really get into the nuances of makeup until over a couple years ago now. So I was kind of at the highest point of my career in Toronto for a year, doing the biggest show I've ever done, making the most money I've ever made, and then suddenly it was all over. And I ended up going back home for the summer thinking, okay, well, I will go home for the summer, sublet my apartment in Toronto, I will come back in September and really give this career a go. So I came home to Vancouver with my boyfriend at the time. What started out as just a visit back home for the summer turned into my boyfriend and I breaking up, having to give up the apartment, move everything across country. And that was going from the highest point in my career to what felt like at the time the lowest point in my career. I had no prospects for contracts coming up. Being closer to 30 than 25 at the time, it felt really low. And I spent a lot of time just sitting on the couch trying not to think about it because it threw me into a very deep depression. I didn't have anything else in my life. I felt like I didn't have anything that brought me joy or made me happy other than my job. And when your entire happiness is tied up in a job that is not secure and can be gone in the blink of an eye, that's not good. I needed to distract myself somehow. And I don't even know how I happened upon YouTube because I was never a YouTube person before this, but I somehow stumbled across Nikki Tutorials tutorials. One of her videos popped up in my feed. I think it was The Power of Makeup. I was absolutely blown away. I didn't know that many steps in a makeup routine was even humanly possible. I'd never seen anyone do this before to their face, and I just thought, I'm so intrigued and I need to do this to myself. It was something I could throw myself into and get lost in the process of it, learning an entirely brand new skill, throwing away everything I already knew about makeup and starting from scratch. It was so hypnotizing to me, and it was. For the next year, I spent scouring YouTube for makeup artists who I really related to, and I went and started buying everything they told me to buy. I started building a collection from the ground up. I cannot believe the person I was before this huge transformation. I immediately started putting these techniques to use, and I dove in head first. It was a little bit alarming actually, and I think my parents were just so thrown by suddenly how intensely I was talking about makeup and using makeup. It helped. It helped a lot. I used makeup as meditation. If you haven't noticed, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and if there's anything that I can do well, I'm gonna do it really, really well. But it was a way for me to not dwell on or fixate on my anxiety and the sort of intrusive, anxious thoughts that I was having. Suddenly people were stopping me in the street and complimenting me and just saying how much they enjoyed my style and my look and my eyebrows. Hearing that sort of just from random strangers who don't know who you are is some of the best motivation you could possibly get. That's how I leveled up. I think in short. Wow, that was such a long answer. Next question. Ryan Nunez says, what do you think Nicolas Cage is doing right now? I'd have to say being a national treasure. Next, my friend on Instagram, her name is RBL Princess K. I know her as Kaylin. How to deal with lashes, LOL. I'm awful. I'm sure you're not awful. I have yet to put a lash tutorial on my page because I too am not the master of lashes. Truly am not. I struggle with them pretty much every time I try and put them on. So I don't know if I'm gonna be the best help for you, Kaylin, but I will say that it takes time, patience, a calm, steady hand. Always use tweezers, whether you're using a lash tool or tweezers. It helps to get right onto the lash line. Like, you want to get as close to your natural lashes as possible to help eliminate that gap that makes it look like you're wearing false lashes. Rule number one is to really let that glue on the lash almost dry. It needs to be so sticky and tacky, otherwise it's just gonna slip and slide and gonna make your life an actual hell. And my other biggest tip, which I've learned from other people on YouTube, which actually has been like one of the most invaluable tips for applying lashes, get a mirror and apply looking into the mirror from this angle. So your chin is up or straight on and your mirror is way down here and you're looking into it. For some reason, this angle is the best possible angle to see exactly where you need to place that lash. I would demonstrate, but I fucking can't. Let's get another question from Facebook. My friend Stella, my most beautiful friend, her Instagram handle is antler_velvet. She is beautiful. You should follow her. She asks, how are you so hot? I should have left that till the end when I was done applying makeup to my face and not looking like this. Thanks, Stella. A knowledge of contour. And brows, they always help. Let's get another one. Fox Lee Moberly on Facebook asks, what hair dye do you use and how do you keep your hair so vibrant? It's beautiful. Thank you, Fox. I would have to give a lot of credit where credit is due to my amazing stylist. Her name on Instagram is Headmistress Hair. If you're in Vancouver and you're looking to get some bright, luscious locks, look no further than her. She's amazing. She's also an incredible burlesque performer. So she is the reason my hair always looks so good. She uses a lot of Joico Intensity. That is essentially what we use. Right now we're using a blend of the Kelly Green, I think it's called the Kelly Green, which is the more yellow green, and also the black. I've been every hair color under the sun, and I've met and worked with many incredible hairstylists across the country. But while I'm in Vancouver, Justine has been just the ticket. I hope that answers your question. Oh, I forgot to contour my nose. Ah, beans. Let's get another one from my friend Patty. She is PATYVRAMS on Instagram, Patty Grams. She asks, what was your first major cosmetic cosmetic purchase, and what was it? Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna actually look into my past purchases on Sephora because I can do that. Let's scroll all the way down. That is a long list. It looks like my very first purchase was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, which is iconic, and so I'm just so very grateful that that was the first purchase I made. I will link my Get the Most Out of Your Palette series with the Modern Ren chapter up, as well as down below. In those videos, I sort of go more in depth as to like how, in comparison to things I have tried since the Modern Renaissance palette, like how it holds up. Let's look at another question. Hillary A. Rupp on Facebook asks, she asked 3 questions actually. It's in three parts. First question, how are you so steady-handed with your brushes? Good question. I'd have to say I've spent kind of a lifetime working with art utensils. I've been drawing since I was a small child. A lifetime of that experience with brushes, pencils. It's gonna translate immediately into makeup brushes, which I know is a bit of a cop-out, and I'm sorry if that doesn't help you out. To answer Kelly's question as well a little bit, I think that is also another reason why I was able to sort of launch myself into makeup and really like hit the ground running with techniques and stuff, because it is basically just painting. That kind of extra knowledge going into it has been significant, I will have to say. Dang it, my battery is slowly saying goodbye. But once I brush off this nose bake and give myself a little spritz, it's gonna look real nice. Amanda Cramp says, you're perfect with 5 T's. Thank you. Sarah Fox in all caps just says, your brows with many S's. Thank you. I try. They have gone through an evolution for sure. I need to update my brow tutorial very soon. That will be happening very shortly. Vondanap asks, how do you come up with some of your looks? I'm sure this is a question that all beauty YouTubers get. Yeah, I get a lot of inspiration from my favorite accounts on Instagram as well as on YouTube. I'm a diehard fan of It's Likely Makeup. I talk about her constantly. It's probably a little creepy at this point, but she is so inspiring. Her aesthetic, her style, her presence is all just beauteous, and if there was ever a perfect being, I think she would be it. I would have to give her the title. I get a lot of inspiration actually from drag queens. I love the way that they use color. Kimchi, I cannot even begin to express how mind-blowing Kimchi's eyeshadow looks are. It's hard not to find inspiration for makeup. You can throw a sock and hit 20 different makeup artists on Instagram. But also I get inspiration from art. Sometimes new launches of products can really inspire me, especially when it comes to color palettes. Sometimes the layout can be really inspiring. Everything inspires art. Art inspires everyone. It's a beautiful vicious cycle. Fonda's second question is, how are you so effervescent? I don't think I would ever describe myself using the word effervescent. I don't know. Now that I'm fast approaching 30, I need to learn how to not take myself so seriously, how to be confident in the fact that not everybody on the planet hates me. This community seriously has helped that a considerable amount. I just want to end this on a thank you. This was an interesting video for me to film. Getting some prompts from people, some questions, it really did help me dive deeper and discuss some more hot button topics that I think more people should talk about openly. And we're getting there as a society. It's not like we're all so tight-lipped and all just sort of going through life not knowing whether or not we're the only ones suffering. We know now that it is more common to suffer than it is to not suffer. I'm just going to reiterate, you know, the obvious is that you're not alone, and I'm gonna do my best to remind people of that as much as possible using what I have, which is makeup and a very dark sense of humor. I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching this video. Comment down below whether or not you enjoyed this type of video from me. I would love to know. If you hate it when I talk, if it just hurts your ears so much, let me know as well. For those of you who have left testimonials for my application to Sephora Squad, thank you so much. If you have a couple minutes and you like what I do here, please consider writing me a testimonial and sending it off. I will leave the link for that down below. If you'd like to be a patron of the arts and you want to patronize me, I will leave that link down below as well. My brand new Patreon is up and running. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe. I'm very happy with the progress I've made. I would love to make more. Also, thank you so much for 1K on Instagram. It's taken me years to get there, so I'm just so thankful, and I would love to see you there if you haven't already. Please follow me on Instagram. It's the same way it's spelled here, at Madelaide, and my Twitter, which I promise I will update more often because you guys there are so supportive and wonderful, is MADDSUDZ. And don't forget to leave a thumbs up down below if you like this video. I'm gonna go. I've talked way too much, and Andrew and I are gonna make pulled pork sandwiches tonight in the Instant Pot. I'm so excited! Please be kind and be generous to everyone you meet out there in the world today, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.